Hello everyone! I hope you're ready for another adventure, because today Wayne reads Pooh's Grand Adventure, The Search for Christopher Robin. Always remember that as we go through these amazing adventures and read these outstanding stories, all you have to do is press the CC button in your YouTube link to be able to follow along with the words. I think that Bumblebee will be perfect to join us for today's adventure. Now that she's here, let's jump in. Pooh's Grand Adventure. It was the last day of summer in the 100-acre wood. Pooh and Christopher Robin were having a grand time playing on the Enchanted Hill. Christopher Robin had some important news, but he wasn't quite sure how to tell it to Pooh. Finally, Christopher Robin said, "Pooh, if you ever need me and I'm not around, you must remember this. You're braver than you believe, and stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. And that's the most important thing to know, is that if we're apart, I shall always be with you." The next morning, Pooh rushed out to play in the leaves and found a honey pot. Of course he wanted to eat all the honey right away, but he wasn't sure if he should, so he set off to ask Christopher Robin. But Pooh couldn't find Christopher Robin. Instead, he found Piglet high up in a tree squeaking with fear. "Whatever are you doing up there, Piglet?" asked Pooh. "I'm learning not to be afraid of heights," Piglet explained. Just as he started to fall, Tigger tried to bounce up to catch Piglet, but his tail wasn't strong enough for such a big bounce, or so he thought. Luckily, Piglet fell right into Tigger's arms. Pooh went to see Rabbit, but Rabbit didn't know where Christopher Robin was either. Rabbit spotted a note that was stuck to the honey pot. He couldn't read it because it was covered in honey. Owl didn't let that stop him. "The note is from Christopher Robin," said Owl. "He's gone away to a terrible place called Skull. He needs our help." Pooh decided to rescue Christopher Robin. He drew a map of how to reach him in the eye of the skull beyond the Forbidden Mountains. Piglet didn't like the sound of that. "Are there monsters there?" he fretted. "Oh, thank you. I nearly forgot," said Owl, quickly adding monsters to this map. "There are heffalumps, woozles, jagulars, and the fabled Skullimosaurus." No one knew what a Skullimosaurus was, including Owl, and everyone was afraid of it. Still, for Christopher Robin's sake, his friends set off to save him. They crossed the bridge from the 100-acre wood into the great unknown. Before long, Pooh said, "I wonder if those forbidden-looking things up ahead might be the Forbidden Mountains." But Rabbit did not trust his eyes. "We must follow the map," he declared. Soon, the friends were completely lost. They found themselves near a dark cave. Piglet looked up. "Skull!" he stammered. The friends suddenly realized that they had reached Skull Cave. Pooh rushed inside to save Christopher Robin. The others hesitated outside. Then they heard a horrible rumbling. "The Skullosaurus!" Piglet squeaked. "It's getting closer." "And hungry," added Tigger. Without another thought, they all rushed into the cave. It was a huge place with tunnels leading everywhere. Pooh took the wrong turn, slipped, and rolled away from his friends. The shining crystal-covered walls echoed with terrible rumbling. "The Skullosaurus got Pooh!" Tigger cried. When Rabbit spotted an opening in the cave, "It's the eye of the skull," he called. "We must rescue Christopher Robin, for Pooh's sake," said Eeyore. "That is, if anyone has any idea how to get up there." Rabbit looked at the map. "This is useless," he said in disgust. "I'm not smart enough to figure that out." But after a moment, Rabbit came up with a plan. "Tigger, you bounce Piglet up to that ledge. And Piglet, you toss that vine to us," he said. Tigger didn't think his tail was strong enough for the bounce. Piglet was afraid of bouncing that high, but they knew they had to do something to save Christopher Robin and Pooh. And what do you know? The plan worked. Christopher Robin's advice to Pooh was true for all of them. Rabbit was smarter than he seemed. Tigger was stronger, and Piglet was braver. The friends reached the eye of the skull and found Christopher Robin, or actually, he found them. But Christopher Robin was confused. "I wasn't in any danger. I was just in school," he said. Then a horrible growling rumbled from deep inside the cave. "Oh," Piglet sobbed. "Now the Skullimosaurus wants to eat us too." Christopher Robin shook his head. "I know that sound," he said. Christopher Robin lowered a pot of honey into the cave. When he pulled it up again, the pot was empty of honey, but full of bear. The rumbling had stopped, and the noise of the Scomosaurus had only been the growling of Pooh's tummy. In fact, all the things the friends had been afraid of didn't seem scary any longer, now that they were all together. Pooh told his friends about being alone and afraid in the cave. Only one thing had made it better. He had remembered what Christopher Robin had said to him. "Even if we're apart, I shall always be with you." Pooh put a paw on Christopher Robin's shoulder and said, "And I shall always be with you." That was another amazing story that we were able to have with Winnie the Pooh. What did you think, Bumblebee? I like that part too. We'll see you on the next adventure, okay? And we'll see you on the next adventure here with Wayne Reads. Thank you for joining us, and we can't wait to see you again. Bye-bye.